Welcome back. Now, let's still stay on that topic, hate speech. As you're aware, the peddling of fake news may now begin to attract serious penalties as huge as a death sentence for anyone found guilty. The National Commission for the Prohibition of Hate Speech Bill was first introduced to the Senate last year by Senator Aliyu Abdullahi. Now, among other things, the bill sought not less than a 5-year jail term or a fine of not less than 10 million naira or both for offenses such as harassment on grounds of ethnicity or race. However, it did not make it through to the third reading. But last Tuesday, Senator Abdullahi reintroduced the bill. According to him, the cases of religious and ethnic violence which have been witnessed in the country over the past years informed his decision. The new bill, like the previous one, prescribes death penalty for anyone found guilty of spreading a falsehood that leads to the death of another person. It also seeks the establishment of a national commission for the prohibition of hate speech to help investigate and prosecute offenders. Now, the reintroduction of this bill comes days after the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, made a case for the need to regulate the use of social media in the country. Now, it already seems like lawmakers will have a lot of explanation to do before this bill is passed, as many Nigerians and civil society groups have actually been kicking vehemently now against it. In any case, many people are waiting eagerly for the House to debate the details of the bill. But let's still continue the discussion now. I'm being joined on the program from Abuja by Kayode Ajulo, who is a lawyer. Thank you very much, Mr. Ajulo, for joining us on the program. First off, give me your own take on this controversy surrounding the hate speech bill before the National Assembly now.
Well, my position has been as constant as national staff for quite a while. If you remember, subsequent assemblies have been trying, one way or the other, trying to criminalize some things, hiding in order the issue of hate speech. Whereas the Constitution is so clear, the Constitution is supreme, the Constitution allows freedom of expression, and in a situation, and the Constitution realized that this freedom of expression is not absolute. It is not automatic. Anybody found wanting, I'm sure Nigerian will have laws, more than laws, to take care of any issue arising from such, even the hate speech. So if there is anything, if you remember, we have the Cyber Crime Act, which takes some part of what they are trying to do now. Remember, we have law on sedition, we have law on many others. And I believe these are the laws. The laws are there. What our law enforcement agencies need to do is to do the needful by ensuring that they apply this law instead of trying to allowing our Senate to distract the polity and trying to raise another issue about hate speech. I believe that proposition is dead on arrival. I'm very sure Nigeria will certainly stand against it. We will resist it, and I believe, and I want to believe, we still have some representative in the Senate that will not allow this calamity to befall Nigeria.
Well, you have actually pointed out that we have laws to take care of things like that. But you look at those laws. Can't we argue that at the time the laws were made in this country, hate speech was not taken into consideration? Because, I mean, very difficult to define it, hate speech. And so, at that time, it was not something, it was not a problem back then. It was maybe basically non-existent at the time. But that you look at the society, contemporary society today, hate speech would appear to be a problem now, and that it just might be necessary to come up with some kind of legislation now to deal with it.
I will forcefully stand against that. I believe there must be some miscomprehension of what is meant by hate speech. Hate speech has been there from the beginning of the world, right from the beginning. It has been there, and again, anybody trying to say it's a new phenomenon must be deceiving itself or trying to look for a way to really smuggle it into our polity. Hate speech has been there right from the Garden of Eden to today. I did not see anything new there. If you remember, during the colonial rules, there are a lot of Nigerians, a lot of activists, a lot of nationalists that are being wounded under these guise of hate speech, though it may have the new name, but it's still the hate speech. So anybody telling you that hate speech is a new phenomenon, then I think the person must be saying something very far from truth. It has been there from deception of this word, and it is the same thing. There's the only thing anybody may try to say is that because of this new internet age, with this new media age, with this new social media, yes, social media may be a new phenomenon. But like I said, the issue of the Cybercrime Act has taken care of that. And I don't really know why, many people, when they are trying to do what should not be, they try to justify it and look for any permutation, any conjecture, just to support their position. But I don't think this one fall in the face of reality.
I mean, this bill has gone through first reading. You don't think it's going to go through second reading and probably get passed?
With the feeler, because we have some friends in the Senate. Some of them, some senators still believe. I want to believe majority of senators, they are not with that hate speech. The first reading is something that must be. It is automatic when you have any purpose, when you have any bill, either the bill is right, whether it's wrong. The first reading must be, and I believe that is why it has been able to be. But I'm very sure second reading, like I said, this is still bad. It will be thrown away. I'm very sure of that.
But don't you think hate speech is actually a very big problem in the country, especially today in this time, and that something actually needs to be done to tackle it?
No, I think we've discussed this earlier. Yes, there is hate speech. Of course, like I said, the Constitution guarantees freedom of expression, and whenever there's any violation of that expression or anything that will cause some problem, our law is already there.
Now, on the basis, I'm sorry to interject. Now, on the basis of the Constitution, now what aspects of the Constitution now, for instance, would you say as it is today can actually, be used or deployed now in dealing with this problem of hate speech?
No, I've already said it. The fundamental human rights section has already cleared that. That's why it gives you a power, freedom, latitude to express whatsoever you wanted to express. But mind you, where your rights start, and where your rights stop, that's where another person's right starts. And I believe that is why you see that, despite the fact that we have constitutional guarantee freedom of expression, anywhere if there's any violation of some of the provision of law, you can be found wanting there. And like what I'm saying, the position here today is the fact that the law against hate speech, against sedition, against all that we Nigerian government, Nigerian Senate trying to make into law and try to outlaw. Everything has been there. We don't need it again. The only thing I may say may be a new novel is the issue of trying to create an agency or commission to look at hate speech. But the question is that a problem when we have problem of water, when we have problem of education, health, defense, security? That has not been taken care of, and some people are talking about making a law that will stifle people's expression, people's aspiration. I think we should all stand against it.
But in your opinion, why has it become so common these days? I'm talking about hate speech. Why has it become so very common these days?
It is not that it's common. It's just the medium of expression. Like the way the latitude we have to express ourselves about 10 years ago is not what we have. This internet age. Before, you have to read the paper, you have to read it by the holding newspaper before you will get the news. But in your hand tip, we have all the answers. I can disseminate anything. I think that is what is common. It's not that the hate speech is common. It is the medium of expression. It is the procedure to disseminate that is so as easy as anything within your fingertip. You can reach the world. You can get to the America. You can get to the United States. You can browse. You can access any form of information. I think that is the issue, and that is another thing our senators need to understand, that if they should think of criminalizing some aspect of hate speech, they are trying to create another monster, because nothing stopping me from going to Ghana here to start making whatever, to start expressing whatever I want to express. There's nothing that stops me from going to America today to say that. It's like they are trying to create another monster in form of Gloria hate speech disseminator, and that would have been too bad. Remember that sometimes in this country, student union was outlawed. Because of that outlaw, you can see what comes out of it. Different set of people bringing different union, courtism and co. I don't think Nigeria need that, and that is one of the reasons why we need.
Something else I have to ask you, and you know, this probably not related as such, but I just want us to shift gear now. Let's quickly talk about the issue of Sowore, who has been in, you know, who's been detained now. I mean, a couple of days ago, we saw, you know, his supporters, those who are campaigning for his release now, go to the DSS to demand his release. And of course, we saw what happened. There were tear gassed, and there were allegations of live rounds now being shot. Now, what do you make of this continued detention of Sowore after a court of law has actually granted him bail, and the conditions of those bail have been met?
Well, honestly, in as much as some of us try to get involved in the issue of Sowore, one thing I would like Nigerians to know is that we stand against violation and disregard to court order. But the issue of this bail, because recently, I think yesterday, I read the position of SSS. I think one need to marry that together with the position of Sowore's group, because what the SSS is now saying is that there is nobody that have come for Sowore, and another thing is that saying those who have come, they have no business with the matter. Where are the shorty? Anyway, these are the things that I believe we need to interrogate very well. And like as a lawyer, I want to be sure of the position of things before even trying to apportion bail or apportion blame, or before trying to take any side. But one thing that is so clear is that the court order must be obeyed, and the SSS has already promised and already said they are even ready. And I believe if the issue now is that they are saying is shorty must come forward to come and take who they shorted, I don't think that should be too much for anybody to do. Let the shorty go and the demand for the award, and then take him on bail.
Okay, now basically the way it should be done is that the surety are the ones who should actually go to get him, and not these individuals who are going there to protest.
I want to believe that there's common sense in saying that whosoever that shorty him should come to take him on bail, and I believe SSS must be basing that position on past experience, and I believe that because I've made an inquiry and I've learned one or two things that some people, they will tell you that they've left and they will say no, they are here to leave the facility. So I believe whosoever that have shorted him should be able to show that, yeah, this is my word, we are taking him. I don't think it is too much of a stress for any shorty to do.
But certainly it's just a grave danger if you know, especially the government continues to disobey court orders.
Well, in as much that we talked, you know, I'm speaking as a lawyer. We've listened to the point of the SSS, and the SSS have said they are ready. And I believe for that article of faith, I want to give SSS the benefit of that to agree with them that yes, they should obey it. Then I believe the shorty should come forward too, and they should look for a way. There should be an end to this Sowore gas saga.
All right, Sakari Ajulo, thank you very much for your time and for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, that's it on the program. If you want to watch it again, it's just simple. Go to our website, tv360nigeria.com. You'll find this program and lots more there. You can also follow the conversation on our various social media platforms. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.